First of all, if you're new to this channel, can you hit that subscribe button, miss and mister? Can you? Will you and would you? Because you should. Please, actually I am begging you, please. Thank you. Thank you. Turn on your post notifications on so that if I post a video you can see, and like please comment on the comment section about your experiences in driving school. Yeah, let's go. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube. I'm back like this girl never left and didn't just disappear on you guys for a couple of months. Let me say 7. That was so rude. Honestly, that was so rude. Shame on me. So a couple of things that happened in those 7 months was that I got my driver's license. Can I hear you guys say hooray? Drivers in the house. Anyway, so I got my driver's license in last year July. Oh man, I'm such a slacker. Hey, I'm telling you guys 6 months later. So this story time is basically how my driver's license test went, because it didn't go so good. Well, it did go so good. Well, you're gonna listen to the story and you're gonna find out. So let me tell you guys a little background about that day. It was like on a Wednesday. So let me tell you guys something that used to just irk me is going to driving school. It used to drain me because like you have to leave your house to go for an hour of driving, and in that 1 hour, no, actually like 2, in those 2 hours of driving, you guys are like 5 in the car. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys are like 5 in the car, and you obviously get to drive a very small distance. I'm talking about the practical. So you leave the house, you've dressed up, you go for 2 hours, kwanza umebeba hapo nyuma like some boga, and then you get to drive for like a couple of minutes, like let's say 15 max, because anybody got time for you. So you get to drive for like 15 minutes. So that really used to irritate me. So I was like, man, I just want to finish with this driving school and start the real deal. And I decided I'm just, you know what, my 1 month is over. I feel like I'm ready for my exam, which I wasn't, but I just wanted to leave and actually start driving. So I was like, I'm just gonna do this. You know what, I'm just gonna do this. So that day we were from practical with our instructor, and I'm like, yo woman, what's good? What's up? This might come off a bit confusing, but I'm ready for my test. And she goes like, bruh,
wool up, just wool up. Hey man, what's your business, man? What's your business? Now let me tell you something, because you don't know nothing. What's the problem, man?
I'm like, wait, Aki, me, I'm ready for my test, Aki, please. As in, you've seen, I'm okay in practical. I'm gonna read theory, please, I beg you. And she's like, well, the practical, there's one tomorrow. And I'm like, I want that. She starts telling me, well, you know, it's okay. Like, you know, you have to, if you don't pass, it's a bit tricky these days, because the system had just been changed. So she was telling me it's a bit tricky these days. Like, we were really close with the instructor, by the way. She's amazing. Oh my gosh, let me first plug her. If you're going to AA Hurlingham, her name is Millicent. If you don't get Millicent, I know what you're doing. She's hilarious. She's amazing. Oh my god, she's perfect. So we were in a place where she told me, well, I don't think you should go this week. I don't think you should go this week alone, especially. Like, wait for your friends and you guys are gonna go. Like she said, like the other week or like 2 weeks. I'm like, man, I really cannot wait. So when I was talking, someone had me and they're like, even me, I want to do my test tomorrow. And I was like, you know, and I was so happy. So we were 2, and then like obviously you know, at driving school, say at tomorrow you guys are gonna be the only one. Some people have repeated, some people actually just booked separately. So I knew I had like, I wasn't gonna do this by myself. So she's like, whatever, must they, okay. So I come home and I'm telling my mom I want to do my license. I want to do my driving test tomorrow. And she's like, and I'm like, yo girl, I'm ready if you are. So I tell her, you know, oh my gosh, this is not the funniest part. The funniest part is when I was telling my instructor it was around 4. The office is closed around 4:35. So I had to rush, go to the, I don't know who, the manager, Siju, to give him what, so that he lets me do my test tomorrow. The manager is Missing, missing. I know where he was, and I'm still determined. Like and they're like, if your paper doesn't get approved, you can't do your license. And I'm like, well, can he show up in the next 1 hour, because I'm ready to wait. And the woman's like, actually, you know, he's gone home. But like, if you try your luck tomorrow in the morning, if you come by 5:36, he could be here and he could send for you. And I'm like, well, girl, see you in the AM, because I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna pull up at 6. Hey, I'm flying home. I'm telling my mom all this story. She's like, you don't even have permission from the Sijuhu to do. I'm like, girl, and that's why I'm telling you, we're gonna be awake by 5, 6. I was so determined. Oh my gosh, why? Genuinely, I don't know why all that determination came from. So I really wanted to do it badly. And let me tell you, first of all, my theory was trash. Like, I was trying to think about science and as it was Naingia, so I downloaded the NTSA PDF of like the science and did, and I was studying, and through, like, I was like cramming. I'm like, I'm cramming. The following day, I wake up 5 a.m. school. Guess who's missing? The manager. Okay, let's just call him the manager. Just Kumbuki. The manager is missing. I'm like, come on now. Mind you, me, I'm in the room of people who've already their forms have been approved. So me, I just go to like an instructor and tell him, what's up? This might sound a bit surprising, especially because I'm here, but I've not been approved. And he's like, I'm like, yeah. So what we gonna do? Cause as you can see, I'm ready. So he's like, oh my god. But he was so nice. So he took me to his office and he signed it, and we paid for the test. Did we? Are I supposed to pay? Yeah, we paid for the test. Nini. We're set. Imagine. It happened so fast and I was so happy. So I go back to the room, guys look like they're panicking, and then someone starts telling us, hey, mazee, ni mara yangu ya tatu, and I'm like, mind you, I knew I couldn't fail because so many people had tried to talk me out of doing the test on that day. So I could not fail. My ego could not fail. So I'm listening to this person saying, ini mara yake ya tatu. Like, it's not even a big deal. If you repeat, you just come back next week. It's not a big deal. You move on. People are trying to cramp and I'm shaking. Okay, so we go to the NTSA place in I don't know where, like their headquarters. That's where the test is done. So we go to their headquarters, and well, now it's time to do the test. So we sit down with my friends. Like, I knew a couple, like 4 people, obviously from my driving school. We were 4 from my class. Out of our class had like 30 or 27, but we were 4 on that day. The 4 Kihereheres, the 4 queens and kings of Kiherehere, tumekuja pamoja, we were 4. So tumekaa chini now, and it's time to what? It's now, no, so you give out your names, and then your names are going to be called. So what happens is, most of the times, people from the same school are called at the same time, because you guys handed over your sheets of paper almost at the same time. So it's common sense that you guys go at the same time. So people are called, people from my school start being called. I'm sweating, Sasa. You know, my friends are now being called. I'm sweating, and then I'm not called. And I'm like, everyone from AA from Hurlingham, Amanda. So now at this point, I'm confusion. No, like, I was now panicking. So imagine I stayed there 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. People from another school have started being called. Only me has sat down from AA Hurlingham. My surrounding has started becoming empty because the people have all gone. Like, people are actually doing the tests and going. So we had a man who came to calm us down. Like, I think he noticed, like, people were so nervous because this was, I was supposed to say this before, but like, he was coming to tell us, yo, this is not hard. Kama umeripiti mara yako ya pili, what's up? Kama umeripiti mara yako ya tatu, what's good? Kama umeripiti mara yako ya nne, nike. So he really was coming to tell us, yo, it's okay, even if you guys repeat, just go home, you know, apply for another test. You can come back next week, do it. Fail, apply for another test. Okay, I know you're gonna do it. Mind you, me, I'm listening to him over panicking because I'm now like, well, nakama ujaitwa. What's that? Nakama jina yako haijaitwa. So nimekaa for like another 1 hour. Like literally it was so bad. Another, let's say, no, let me just say like 40 minutes. And then this instructor busts in the room like, is Michelle Mushai here? And I'm like, yeah. She's here. Mind you, now everyone is turning to look at me. Cause like they're like, yo, why would he be screaming your name like that? Like, kwani he knows you personally. Kwani ume repeat, is this your 10th time or something? Cause he really knows you. So I'm like, yeah, I'm here. And he's like, nimekuwa nikikutafuta. And I'm like, well, umenipata. Haha. So apparently he skipped my name, and he kept like, they skipped my name, and then he kept calling me, and he's wondering, kwani, where has she gone? And her name is here. So yeah, he found me 40 minutes later. Because of all that commotion, the line, everyone was looking at me when I was leaving the room, when I was passing people in the line. Oh my gosh. And let me tell you, the driving, the test where, the place where the test happens is like a big room. So in this big room, there are other invigilators, obviously, like the other instructors. So everyone has like their allocated tables, and it's glass. Meaning the people who are pangaring the line will see you take the L, will see you take your win, will see everything. In fact, if your instructor is shouting, they could also hear him telling you, hey, wewe labda u drive toeka. Like they could hear kila kitu. Me, I'm like, come on now. So I'm like, what else, Joe? Ain't much I could do. I enter, I'm shaking. Let me tell you, I was shaking. Paka was like, you okay? Cause you look like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And then he takes a big stick, and he just points. And he's not even looking. He's like, you're Nissan Gani. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, actually, you're Nissan Gani. Everything evaporated. So he's asking me, you're Nissan Gani. And I'm like, Nissan Gani? Tell me, let me know. Tell me your thoughts. Sorry. Imagine, everything evaporated. And I'm like, I don't know what sign that is. He's like, what sign's that? And I'm like, danger. It's danger. And then he told me, yeah, correct. And then I did another sign, and then I got it right. And then he asked me another sign, and I got it right. So, by the way, at TIP, what they mostly ask is like the signs that fanana. You just go to the chat sheet and check out the signs that fanana and mainly confuse students. You, aka you. So you check that out, because that's what they were asking on that day. Yeah, that's what he asked me. Signs that fanana. I've forgotten, but it was signs that fanana. So he finishes, he comes to the table. So you know that car driving toy car comes, you know. Mind you, oh my gosh, let me tell you guys a story. Our instructor had told us that there is a woman who, she was given the toy car. Let me tell you, whatever you do, if he says go from point A to point B, I don't know how people do this, but please don't inwire your toy car and take it up. Because there's a woman who was told, ati aya basi, nice job. Sasa fanya hivi, enda hapo nje, ukiweza kuinua gari, uipeleke kwa gate, you come and give your ukuje nikupatie license. These guys are the rudest, by the way. Don't think these guys are polite. I just got a polite one. But these guys are the rudest. Hey, so see me, I had already do those tips and tricks. Yeah, tips and tricks. So me, I'm driving my car. He's telling me, CG, okay, what's the difference between a white continuous line and a continuous line and a continuous line and a dotted line? What they call that? Yeah. And I straight up said the wrong answer. I was like, white continuous line means you could overtake. And he's like, listen, let me just see you next week, please. Because, please, tuonane tu next week, just go through your theory again. And I almost burst into tears. I'm like, you could never do that to me. Why would you want to do that to me, Aki? And he goes like, okay, calm down and tell me again, Basi. And let me tell you guys, I'm saying I got a perfect person because my friends told me the story. And I'll imagine what saved me that day is most of my friends, like 90% of my friends from on that day were all Rudishat because they got a bad instructor. Like he wasn't even patient. In short, I'd been the Rudishat gang, but I don't know, God works wonders. Since my name was kept, I got another instructor, and I got a very nice instructor. Pray in the morning. I'm trying to tell you guys, pray in the morning. So so he's like, please come back next week. I'm like, Aki, please no. He's like, then do it again, and I did it again, and I got it right. And he's like, go for your, when you're from your theory, if you pass your theory, you can go for your test, for your driving test, okay? But like if you don't pass your theory, you go home, plain simple. So I went for my the practical. I was so happy, guy. I almost hugged like everyone I was seeing on the way. Imagine I had lost my friends. I didn't even know where they are. They had almost finished their stuff. I went for my practical test. I was like, I'm gonna be as extra as possible. These guys give you a leeway. Like they tell you, you can zimisha the gari like 2 times before they tell you, are you serious or do you want a bicycle? So I made sure I don't zima my car. The first Nini was on, I was like, man, I've been telling y'all, I've been a driver. So I'm driving, I'm even indicating any tough field. I was so extra. But me, I was like, imagine I'm not coming back next week. I was a field, Nini, I'm driving. He's like, you know what? And you know, in the second bunch, I was among the first people to go. So the first person had zimishat her car like 4 times. She was really just told, what are you doing? Why do? WYD, unadu? So she was told to go back, literally, like in our faces. So when I was going again, I was shaking. Oh my gosh, that day is so tensional. So when I was in game, he was already a bit like makasiriko ilikuwa from afar. So he was like, habari? I'm like, uzuri. He's like, okay, ashagari, I shut it successfully. I kuzimika. He told me, you know, go nini. I was putting indicators in a field with no car behind me. Trust me, being extra is the key. So me, I'm going nini. And then he's like, oh, okay, ongeza speed. And I'm ongezing the speed. And then after some time, he's like, can you change gas? Can you believe I had forgot to change the gears? As in, I was going where? What was that? Like, I felt so dumb. And like the whole time at night, I'm trying to tell myself, remember, change the gears, remember, change the gears, remember. You know, I'm trying to tell myself, but I didn't change the gears. And now I start panicking. I'm like, he's like, can you change gears? And I'm like, whoa. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And I changed the gear and I go back. And now I'm panicking. My heart is beating. And I'm really hoping he's forgiven me, because now me, I can. And I'm like, so I was really panicking, because I'm like, well, now I have to repeat practical, because you can repeat practical, which is always the better means to repeat. Like, practical isn't that hard. So like, if you pass theory and fail practical, you go back just for practical. You don't do the whole process again. So me, I knew, okay, now I'm repeating the practical. So I think I zimeka the car, and then I'm like, okay, so I'll see you, and I'm hoping really I'm not to see you. And then he's like, yeah, see you next week. And I'm like, don't do that to me. Like, I really just told him, no, please. And then I left the car. Now this time I wasn't sure. Like, I wasn't confident about my practical. So I just chill in the car. You have to wait for everyone, like the people who are meant to finish their practical. I chill in the car. Now it's time to go home. I go home. I meet my family here. I'm like, you guys, like, I'm not sure about my practical though, but my theory went well. Yeah, because if your theory goes well, you automatically know if your theory goes well, you're in the practical session. So I'm like, well, yeah, okay, I don't know. So I'm like, okay, let me just look at the NTSA at eCitizen for fun. eCitizen is the platform where you're going to see if your interim is out, if like you've passed or if you've not passed. And it should take a couple of days. It should take like 3-4 days before they actually post. But guess what? I opened eCitizen and my marks are out. Like, you are a WINNER. You are a winner. Who are you, Beyonce? Okay, actually, I passed, actually. So it was out, I passed. Karibu, even I start throwing a party, people are wondering what's up. But yeah, I passed. And yeah, moral of the story, please, if you feel like you can take your test, just take your test. If you fail your test, you can take it again. It's not that deep. But me, I knew my ego was like, Akigai, how am I gonna tell my? Because obviously, if you fail, my instructor Millicent used to know. Like, she used to be like, oh, can't only fail. So she dropped into my face, and I'm really happy. So your girl is a driver, in case you see me cruising on the streets of Nairobi, and you're like, it's because I'm a driver and I earned it, okay? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. I love you. Mwah.